The top 20 Windows 11 tips and tricks. With the release of Windows 11 on October 5th, 2021, a bunch of new features are available. Here are the top 20, including both tips and tricks to maximize your use of Windows 11. Number 1. Pin Apps to Start menu. Windows 11 has a brand new Start menu design, and it includes pinned apps directly off of the Start menu button. But here's a tip. You can click on All Apps, come down here to an app that you want to add to that menu, right-click on it, click Pin to Start, and now that app shows up in your pinned list. To remove one, just right-click and unpin it from the start. You could fully customize this list however you want. Number 2. Dictation with punctuation. You may already be aware that you can dictate directly into an app like Notepad that we have right here, just by simply pressing Windows H and talking into the microphone. This is Dictation in Windows 10. How do you like it? But as you can see, it hasn't added any punctuation to either one of these sentences. Let's go down to a new line, and let's do the new option in Windows 11 by going into Settings and turn on Auto Punctuation. Now when I record, this is Dictation in Windows 11. How do you like it? You can see it adds the punctuation at the end of both of those sentences. That's a new feature in Windows 11. Number 3. Sound controls. Microsoft has changed the sound control settings in Windows 11 quite a bit. And if you come down here on the taskbar, you'll see that the sound and the networking devices have been combined into one button. Click on that and you can see all the different settings, Bluetooth, networking, and you can also change the volume of your sound. If you click this right arrow, it brings up the default sound device for output, and you can switch between them easily. But I prefer actually to click outside of that and come down here and right click on the Open Volume Mixer option. That takes you directly into the volume mixer settings where you can adjust the volume. You can also change the output and input devices independently, and you can adjust the volume for the various apps that use sound. If you don't like those, you can reset them back to the defaults. So I like to control the sound by doing the right click and Open Volume Mixer in Windows 11. Number 4. Snap Layouts. Microsoft added a brand new feature to Windows 11 called Snap Layouts. Normally when you have a window open, you can go up into the upper right corner and you can choose this to minimize, that to maximize, or this one to close those windows. But there's a new feature called Snap Layouts, and if you hover over the maximize option, it brings up these various window layouts. So let's say we want to choose this window layout, and we'll put this browser window into the left half of our screen. Then we'll select this for the upper right and this one for the lower right. Now we have multiple windows grouped together into that snap layout, and we can edit and use them as we want independently. You can also come in here and resize these windows however you want. And when you come down here to your browser list, you'll see that you have each window individually, but then you also have the group, so you can select that to bring up that entire group for the snap layout. And you can come down here and actually close the entire group, and that closes all those windows. Snap Layout is just a more efficient way to work with multiple windows on your screen. Number 5. Show Taskbar on all displays. With Windows 11, Microsoft reorganized the way it works with multiple displays. And one of the nice features they've added in the menu is the ability to show your taskbar on multiple displays. If you right-click on your desktop and go to Personalize, scroll down here to Taskbar, and then scroll down to Taskbar Behaviors. There's an option here called Show My Taskbar on All Displays. When you turn that on, it adds this taskbar list to all the displays in your PC. And you can run the Start menu and run apps from either one of the displays. Number 6. Adjust taskbar alignment. One of the complaints for Windows 10 users when they move to Windows 11 is the change to the taskbar. Now the icons and Start menu are centered in the taskbar instead of to the left as they were in Windows 10. There is a way you can change that. Go back to the same location we were in, right click and go to Personalize. Scroll down here to Taskbar, and go to Taskbar Behaviors. Here there is an option to do the taskbar alignment, and it defaults to center. You can change that to left, and now it looks more like Windows 10. Number 7. Reset Network Settings. Microsoft added a new option on the menus to help you if you're having difficulty communicating across your network. Often this can happen if you got bad drivers loaded or you have some settings that aren't configured correctly. Go down to Start, click on Settings, choose Network and Internet, select Advanced Network Settings, and Network Reset. This option allows you to reset the network, but note what it says right up here. This will remove, then reinstall all your network adapters and set other networking components back to their original settings. So be careful if you're going to use this option, because it's going to require a reboot and possibly reinstalling some software that you may have loaded for your network. But if all else fails and you're having difficulty with your network communication, this can be a good fix to solve your problems. Number 8. Turn off notifications. One of the more annoying things about Windows 11 is the number of notifications has actually increased over what you got with Windows 10. So my suggestion is there's a number of notifications and ad pop-ups and things that you can turn off. If you go to the Start menu, into Settings, under System, click on Notifications, and you'll see this is turned on by default. And there's some options down underneath here. You can turn this off completely if you want to get rid of all the notifications from apps, but my suggestion is you probably want to leave this on because there are certain apps that you want to get notifications from. So take a look through this list and turn off any of the notifications you know you don't want from those specific apps. Also, come down here to the very bottom, and if you're comfortable now using Windows, then there's no need to get tips anymore, so you can turn this checkbox off as well to get rid of those pop-ups. While we're here, come over to Privacy and Security, and click on General, and you'll see that there are settings here tied to your advertising ID. And my suggestion is turn off all of these settings to avoid those customized advertisements. Now you can also get notifications in your file manager. So let's go down here to File Explorer, open that up, click on this ... go to Options, under View, scroll down here, and you'll see this checkbox for Show Sync Provider Notifications. My suggestion is to turn this one off to avoid these sync provider notifications for things like Office and OneDrive services from Microsoft. Hit OK. And close that window, and you're all set to get rid of some of those annoying notifications. Number 9. Block pop-ups and tracking. The Microsoft Edge browser also has a couple of settings you may want to check to eliminate tracking information and pop-up windows. Come up here to the ellipsis in the right corner, go down to Settings, click on Privacy, Search and Services, and you'll see the tracking prevention is defaulting to balanced. You can turn this on to strict if you want to eliminate all of the tracking information about your browsing activities. Now this stricter setting may cause some issues with some sites, but you can actually add those to your exception list if need be. A second thing to check is to come over here to Cookies and Site Permissions, scroll down, and click on this Pop-ups and Redirects. Make sure this is set to block, and this will block any pop-ups and redirects that come up with certain websites. Number 10. Right-click options. One of the changes in Windows 11 is when you right-click on a file on your desktop or in the File Explorer, you'll notice the menu has changed. And now some of the standard options like Cut, Copy, and Delete are now icons at the bottom of this window, so be aware of the changes to that menu. Number 11. Widgets. Widgets is a new feature added to Windows 11, and you'll find it on the taskbar right here. When you click on that, it opens up a set of widgets that access information from the internet. So of course you're going to need internet access for these to work. Widgets can contain a variety of different information on different topics, and you can drag and move them around however you want to on your widget screen. You can also click the ... in the upper right corner of any widget and change the size or remove any of those widgets from the list. If you want to add a new widget, come down here below those and hit Add, and you can select from any of these categories to add additional widgets to your screen, and then customize those to whatever you want. Widgets can be accessed on the desktop taskbar right here, or if you have a touchscreen device, you can actually drag from the left over to get the widget screen to come up. Number 12, Touch Keyboard. If you have a touchscreen, one of the great options in Windows 11 is the Touch Keyboard. You can enable it by coming down to the taskbar, right-click, and go to Taskbar Settings. In the Personalization settings, look for the Touch Keyboard and turn that on. That adds the Touch Keyboard option to your taskbar. Now, when you're using a touchscreen device, you can click this to open up the keyboard, and you can type text directly into your touchscreen device. It also has an option here where you can change the keyboard layout to a small format, traditional format, or default. And it has a handwriting option, which allows you to type a word, which converts it automatically into text. It's a great tool for touchscreen devices. Number 13, Set Default Location. Windows uses your default location for a variety of different apps so that it can target information based on that location. For example, weather, maps, and things like that. This feature is available in Windows 10, but I wanted to show you for Windows 11 because there are many more apps being added to Windows that require this location information. Come down here to the Start menu, right-click, and select Taskbar Settings. Pick Privacy and Security from the list and scroll down here to Location. Click on that, and you can see that location services are turned on or off. Make sure this is turned on if you want to provide apps your physical location. Here's a list of all the apps that are using your location, and you can set the default location manually right here by clicking this button. Now, if you have a GPS enabled device, it's going to know that default location automatically, but for a desktop PC, you may need to set this manually. You can click Change and choose a location from the map by zooming out and sliding over to any location that you want to set that default to. Click Set, and that becomes your new default location. You can also click Change and type in a location directly and choose it from the list. Once that's done, close that window, and now your default location is updated. I'll also note that your location history is tracked, and you can clear that information right here if you don't want it to be stored. Number 14, Search. The search has been modified in Windows 11. Now when you come down here, you can hover over the magnifying glass and it shows your recent searches, or you can click on the magnifying glass and it brings up the search window. Anything you type in this search bar will search against all of these different types of objects, including the ones under More, or you can select one specific from the list and search for just that type of object. It also shows the top apps that you've been going into, and it shows all of your recent searches so you can select them again to go directly back, and it makes some recommendations for quick searches. Come up here in the upper right corner, you can click this Options, change search settings, change the indexing for your searches, and a variety of other tools here. If you click on the Start menu and then click on this area here to do the search, you'll see that it goes right back to the same search window. So you can use either one of those search methods. Number 15, Autocorrect. I'm sure you're already aware of doing autocorrect on a cell phone when you're typing in a text message. Well, you can do the same thing with Windows. Some apps in Windows already have autocorrect like Microsoft Word, but for other things like Notepad, the File Explorer, and other apps, you might want to do autocorrect there as well. Come down here to the taskbar, right-click, and go to Taskbar Settings. Click on Time and Language, and go to Typing. Here you'll see the option for autocorrect misspelled words. If you turn that on, and you may want to turn on this one to show text suggestions as you're typing. And if you deal with multilingual languages, then you may want to turn this one on. Once those are turned on, close that window, and you can do the autocorrect in Windows 11. Number 16, Enable HDR. HDR stands for High Dynamic Range, and it's a setting for your graphics card and monitor that allows you to see better clarity and better lighting. Microsoft enabled this feature in Windows 10, but improved it dramatically for Windows 11. To turn it on, go down to your Start button, into Settings, Under System, select Display. Select the monitor you want to enable for HDR, and you'll have an option down here in the menu to use HDR. If this option's not available, then it just means your equipment's not capable of running HDR. You have to have a monitor and a graphics card, both capable of HDR. If you have the right equipment, you can turn this on right here. You should immediately see some differences with your display after turning that setting on. There are additional settings here at the right arrow, including this option to play streaming HDR video. Now I won't turn that on because mine does not work well with that. It's not a good HDR monitor. However, you can turn this on to improve the streaming of your videos, especially when it comes to gaming. If you've tried setting the HDR in Windows 10 but haven't been happy with the results, definitely try this again in Windows 11 because Microsoft made changes to improve the gaming experience with HDR, and it may work better for you this time around. Number 17, Video Capture Fix. Have you ever noticed that if you bring up a video on your browser and then you try to do a copy of that image, whether you're recording it or whether you're doing just a snapshot, it comes up blank? For example, I have the snipping tool, and when I hit New to copy this image, and then I select an area I want to copy, it comes up blank. There is a simple solution to fix this problem. Go up into the settings for your browser, click on System, and where it says Use Hardware Acceleration when available, turn that off and restart your browser. Now when we do a snipping tool copy, it lets us capture that image and it shows up in the copy. The same thing's true when you're recording full video. So if you have trouble recording those images, make sure to change that setting. Number 18, Personalize Start Folders. When you click on Start, all there is down here at the bottom is the power button, but you can customize that. Click on Settings, go to Personalization, click on Start, and select Folders. Here you can enable different options that you want to show up on your Start menu. Let's turn on Settings, File Explorer, Documents, Downloads, and Networking. Now, when I go to the Start, I see the icons for those settings. Number 19, Multiple Desktops. Microsoft added multiple desktops to the taskbar in Windows 11. Here you can just click plus to add a new desktop, and now each of these desktops can be independently used with the various apps that you install in each one. So let's say we open up the File Explorer and Calculator in our second desktop. I can go back to my first desktop, and let's open up a browser here. Now when I click on this multiple desktop option, I can see I have desktop 1 and desktop 2, and I can see the apps running in each. If you right click on any one of these, you can choose to move it to a different desktop or to a new one. You can also right click and rename these, and you can right click and choose a background for each one of those desktops. If you choose to close one of these desktops, all it does is it moves those applications over to the previous desktop on the left. It doesn't actually close all those apps. And now you can see they're all back in desktop number 1. Another nice feature of the multiple desktops is if you're using a tablet device where you have a touchpad, you can use 4 fingers to swipe across your touchpad to switch between your different desktops. And there are shortcut keys you can use on your desktop to switch between them as well. Number 20, Hide Desktop Icons. Here's a quick tip to hide all the icons that are showing up on your desktop. Just right click anywhere on your desktop, go to View, and turn off this check mark next to Show Desktop Icons. And now all those icons are gone. That can be helpful if you're doing a presentation or you just want to clear all the clutter on your desktop out of the way. Hey, if you want to see more videos like this one, please subscribe. And if you've enjoyed this video, be sure to click the thumbs up and leave a comment. I really do appreciate your support.